All right, Miss Natrice, how are you doing this afternoon?
Wonderful, wonderful. How about yourself?
I am fantastic. So I got your resume here in front of me. You have
Okay.
applied to an HR resource coordinating administrative position. Good gosh, that's a long job title. You have got a great background working in HR. You worked for, it looks like a
Yes.
little over 11 years at
At
UCR
UCR and
Partners.
Partners.
Yep,
Yes.
as their recruiting manager. Tell me about that position. What were you doing?
Oh gosh, it was a wonderful, wonderful position. Basically, you name it, onboarding, recruiting, uh, you know, using well, I say the latest, but even though it's been a year and change since I've actually worked for them, I'm sure it's more, advanced things now that I'm actually noticing, which is pretty cool. I'm really excited to get the opportunity to use them
Yeah.
in a new position. Um, but mainly recruiting. What I absolutely loved about UCR Partners is it was small.
Okay.
We had a great big punch, but ultimately it was a
So what does
small business.
UCR, what do they do?
Um, Basically, I did recruiting for technical positions and engineering
Okay.
positions.
Okay,
And
beautiful. So
basically
this was
what we
actually a staffing company then.
no, it was the actual company. We had,
Okay.
employees that came in, and what we would do is go to different businesses. And this may not sound like a major thing to you or I, but to big businesses, their utilities, their lights, um, you know, eh, um, we went out to save them money.
Okay.
So their, light bill would be thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars, whereas, with us, our home, light bill or a few hundred, a couple of $100.
Okay.
So basically, that's what we did. We went in and made suggestions to how to be more energy efficient,
Okay.
to overall save the money,
I
save
got
the
you.
company
Okay. So you
money.
did the recruiting and onboarding for this particular company and that was the service that they offered. Okay. I got it.
Yes,
So beautiful. So you were in charge of then recruiting for hourly employees, engineers.
and contract, in
Okay. In
contracting.
contract.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. What resources were you utilizing for the onboarding of your employees? What software programs do you have experience with?
I have experience with, um, was it Bullhorn?
Okay.
We
Yep.
used Bullhorn. We used, oh gosh, PeopleSoft. That's
PeopleSoft.
what it
Gotcha.
was. Yeah,
Okay.
we used PeopleSoft.
Beautiful.
We used initially when I started, we were using AS 400.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Beautiful.
and
And how many recs would you say you were working on at any given time?
gosh, it would depend on the demand. When we would sometimes we would go from state to state,
Okay.
and depending on the job is what would how many needed to be hired.
Okay.
Um,
Were you
and
office based or were you working remote?
both.
Both. Okay. So a hybrid
Yes.
schedule then.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right. It was
Beautiful.
both, but ultimately in the office. Ultimately in the office.
All right, beautiful. So, and then I love that since you left UCR, and I know you said that you were a little bummed when you had to leave, but you got some great marketing experience since then. You've been working with a marketing firm. So tell me a little bit about that. It looks like you've been handling Facebook ads and content creation and things like that, which obviously ties very heavily into recruiting. So tell me about that.
Yes, and that's with DLG Digital Marketing. And I did exactly that. And then some, because once again, it was another pretty small business.
Okay.
So in with pretty small businesses, you kind of tend to take on a lot of additional responsibilities. Because even then, although I was doing digital marketing, I was also helping with other departments as well, recruiting, hiring,
Okay. Great.
you name it. But what did I do there? Basically, content creation. You know, writing the things in the creating the content for websites.
Okay. Great.
I can actually build a website.
Okay.
And you know, you pretty much name it. Anything to do with digital marketing, I can pretty much do outside of SEO.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
too
speak
good with.
code either, so
Yeah.
I can respect that. So that's awesome. Natrice, how soon would you be available to start a position if offered?
Immediately.
Immediately. What do you need to
Yes.
make to consider an opportunity?
Pardon me.
How much do you need to make to consider an opportunity?
It's negotiable.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
would like to be presented with a range per se,
Okay.
but ultimately it's negotiable.
All right. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and then chat with you a little bit
Okay,
off camera if that sounds good to you.
perfect.